The dude. Okay,
Dude,
yeah.
start a band.
I tried, man, back in the day, and it never worked out. So now I just do solo shit and collabs with other people randomly.
He's the most successful human on the planet.
I definitely want to get you. I want you to do a solo for a Slackjaw song.
I would love to, baby.
I really do. Everyone fucking asked for it. I want it to happen.
Hell yeah. I would definitely be down.
Gotta find the right one.
Totally down.
Well, how often
I feel
do you
like
guys
when you're just
plan on...
that successful solo, though, I don't think you really need to be in a band. It's like Steve Vai. He's successful solo. He doesn't need to fucking be in a band.
Nah, band just like, it's more for creative difference, right? Like if you want a change of pace, I feel like.
I guess that is true, yeah.
I don't necessarily have any intention of ever doing anything live anyway, so I feel like just making shit in my own studio and putting it out there is good enough for me. So,
when are you gonna buy a studio, huh?
When I buy a house.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I like that answer.
there's no available studio room in this place, so.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, even stuff like that is fucking jam packed right now because everybody like a bunch of my friends were trying to get in the studio. They have a band and they have been trying to do like studio work for the last like 6 months, but because everybody, like every band ever, was just so bored over the pandemic, everybody wrote a fucking album. So like studios are just fucking packed right now, like to the brim. Which
what's
is a good thing.
is you don't need to go to a professional studio for a lot of things.
Not anymore now.
Like
honestly.
I mean, you could fucking do so much solo guitar shit just from home.
Yep. But yeah, you just mic your amp. It's easy. Yeah, I don't know.
Realistically, the only thing that you like nowadays is drums. That's literally what you would need to go to the studio for. Maybe vocals, maybe.
I don't know,
but
man.
everything else
If you get a decent interface and you're in like you have a closet or something that you can record in, honestly, vocals sound fucking fine.
Yeah, and vocals I haven't had any problems with, but
no.
I always have to do like MIDI drums and shit. You can really tell in the stuff that I've made where it's MIDI drums. So
yeah, I don't know.
Well, and there's drum programs now that even eliminate the fake sounding MIDI drums.
Right, that sound a lot closer to a real thing.
Yeah, like Get Good Drums or Easy Drummer, I think is what it's called. There's a lot of programs for it.
Yeah,
and they sound super fucking good.
Pretty fucking close, yeah.
But
dude, miking drums is hell on earth.
Yeah, it is.
It is not fucking fun.
I'm glad I don't have to do it. I'm just like, all right, I'm in the studio. Your job, not mine.
Yeah, back in the day, I would just like, everyone else would help set up, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go get us coffee or tea. Just like avoid that part because it fucking sucks. You gotta put down like 400 mics. You gotta put like 3 mics on the fucking snare itself. It's like, what is this? Why?
Yeah,
Why do we need this shit? And like guitar, it's just one fucking mic next to the amp from like 1955.
Yep, and now you can just DI guitar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can make it sound literally like anything you want.
Oh, did you really just DI it? Like you didn't?
Yeah. Our first album, every song besides 2 songs were DI.
Really?
Yep.
I feel like that's always not sounded great when I've heard it. That's surprising. Because I didn't notice it like being DI. I thought you actually mic shit.
Yep, right into the computer. And on this next album, all the drums are electric except for the snare drum and the cymbals.
Yeah, cymbals. The cymbals don't work.
Yeah, the electric cymbals sound
awful. Well, because there's no like variation to it. It's just the same. Like
you can kind of make them sound okay, but they'll never sound like a real cymbal.
They'll only be good for demos. Like for demos and shit, they work great. But yeah, fuck doing that for
all the toms and the bass drum is all electric MIDI.
I feel like bass drum. Honestly, I feel like bass drum would almost be better.
Yeah, it really is because you can just make it sound fucking huge.
Huge, yeah, because like
you don't have to worry like, oh, this drummer bought a shitty bass drum and now
I was gonna say you don't have to like fucking find somebody with like a $30,000 drum set. Like wood stolen from a Brazilian man's house.
Well, the good thing about having the toms electric too is because the cymbal bleed. There's no cymbal bleed into any of the toms. So
yeah, I don't know. I would love to sit in on like a full studio. I used to love that shit. I actually miss being in a band so much just for like stuff like that. It's such a cool learning process, like seeing how shit's done.
Yeah,
I don't know. It is just fucking awesome.
A fuck ton goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because there's so many ways that you like, even just like one little thing could change so much of how something sounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Music is cool. And the whole process
Very
of it
cool.
is just, I don't know, it's awesome. Definitely miss being a part of that, but it's okay. I get to
miss
live
making EDM
vicariously through
music.
you.
Do you miss
Really?
EDM music too? You used to make it?
Yeah, no. When I eventually start going back into like making music more full time, which I plan to do in the next couple years or so, I'm gonna make like EDM, like shred metal fusion type shit. I love that kind of stuff.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's
That is
gonna
an
be awesome.
odd combo.
But it's
I'm
Dude,
looking
so it's
forward
gonna
to
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah, anything Dude makes
Yeah.
is just perfect because he's perfect.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just want to suck your little nuts, dude. So
I do.
bad. All of
I
us
love
just
you
want
guys.
to gargle your
I
little
want you to
balls.
pee into my cupped hands so I can
I
sip
want
out
you
of
to
it.
pee into my G sups, and I want to mix it and have do PG sups. I don't even remember what we were
That
talking
can
about
be
anymore. I'm just
arranged.
thinking about do pee.
Yeah, I blacked out there for a second.
Talking about music. How did you
Yeah,
guys
no,
make
just-
EDM music?
I've used
samples.
Well, okay, I made my own synths, you little bitch. But I did it in a DAW called Propellerhead's Reason.
Was it
Keller?
pirated? You
You
piece of
just
shit.
said reason.
No, Duber bought it for me for Christmas like years and years ago.
Duber
yeah,
bought
back when I
you-
first started getting into music production.
That's
yeah.
cute.
Well, I started when I was like 14. I didn't have any money.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. When did
I
you
did
start
that for-
playing guitar?
I was like 12,
Oh, wow.
Something
okay.
like that.
So you haven't been playing like that long.
like 15 years or so. Yeah.
I mean, that's, I don't know. I feel like a
I
lot of
started
people.
when I was like 13 or 14
Really?
or 15 maybe.
I didn't really play seriously though. I definitely play a lot more seriously now than I did for
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
time. Because for a long time, I played pretty intense for like the first year, and then I kind of just fucked off with that and started doing like learning like theory and like how music's made and shit.
Yeah.
And then during that time, I didn't like pursue guitar just for like if I needed it on like a song or something. But then when I started doing YouTube and I was like, oh, this is working. I should probably get a lot better at this. That's when I actually started taking it. So I've probably been playing it seriously for like 3 years or something like that, 3 or 4 years.
You're pretty fucking cracked for
Yeah,
3
that's
years.
pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's.
I appreciate that, man.
That's pretty nuts.
That's
Considering
kind
I
of
don't
how my
think,
guitar career went too. Like I've been playing for 18 years, but I didn't really
Really?
start getting serious until I met Du. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you talking about that. How like you literally did not know any theory before you started talking to dude.
Yeah, just like I just completely negated like
I don't
technique
know
and
any
all.
theory.
All I did was just learn like I
Well,
would
you know
learn
like basic.
I would
scales
learn
or
a
something.
song and then take a chunk of a song and then like that's how I would learn a technique of something, rather than
Well, that's
actually
not
like.
honestly. That's not that bad of a way to learn. Like I feel like just
Well, yeah,
like
you learn really slow doing that kind of shit.
well, it depends what kind of learner you are. 'Cause
faster and
Yeah,
Yeah,
theory
just
helps.
helps you
But it's
understand like the language. But yeah, you
it's
don't
not
have
very
to learn theory.
engaging.
A
Like-
lot of people find theory boring because it's like you're assigning like math or science to like something that's creative, and I totally
Yeah.
get that. But I just fucking love it because I just think it's really interesting. But
Yeah, it's literally like learning a new language, and a lot of people do not fully
Mhm.
understand that. Like, it is not an easy thing to grasp at all.
And depending on who teaches you can make such a difference because I've tried to like look up stuff on YouTube and there's just like really boring like British guy talking about the circle of fifths and he talks about it in the
Yeah.
most like annoying way possible.
That's very true. I've tried to watch videos and I
Yeah.
always feel like I'm like, fuck this, dude.
I feel like I'm
Yeah.
back in school. There's just no fun or creativity to it whatsoever.
But I've also had this buddy who just did a full-on music major. He just sat down at a piano and showed me some stuff, and it just clicked so much faster because he's like, all right, well, here it is, dude. Like, this is how it works, instead of, like, actually trying to make it, like, some curriculum, you know?
Yeah.
Being
So
a
it-
good teacher is a very, 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 very underrated skill.
Oh,
Even
absolutely.
like in school, if you have a teacher that makes something interesting and fun,
You will want to learn.
you're going to connect with those kids and they're going to remember the shit you talk about.
Even if you
you're a
don't give a
boring
fuck about the
asshole,
subject.
Yeah,
Yep.
if you're a boring asshole, your
That's why you
kids
just
are
have
not
to,
going
like-
to understand any of it.
That's why you have to
'cause they're not gonna
default
care.
dance to teach math.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's why you have to
Yeah.
bring a boogie bomb to school.
I thought
Yes.
you were going to
Okay,
say a gun.
Don't say bomb in school in the same sentence.
It's a boogie bomb, bro.
It just
It's a
makes them dance, dude.
Yeah,
Forcibly against their will, of course, but
That's the only way I'd dance. Fucking hate dancing.
but I
Dude,
don't
that
know
shit-
any theory, dude. I don't know any. I know the pentatonic scale.
Let's
That's
go.
Some people don't,
that's
dude.
big.
Van Halen didn't know any
it.
fucking theory. Dude. He just played like weird scales and like
no, I mean,
things that
a
didn't
lot
even
of
make
times,
sense.
A lot of musicians don't.
A lot of stuff he played was like intentionally not like diatonic. It was just whatever. He would just take one shape on the guitar and just go all the way down the neck with it, and it's just like fuck it, you know. And it sounded cool.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's like
now when we hear that, we think of Van Halen. Like that's his sound.
It's got its own got its own charm because like I mean, I don't want to shit on them, but there's a certain music guitar YouTuber. Really likes PRSs, but he made you know, he makes like educational stuff, but he made a song and it literally sounds like a home hardware commercial song. Like
I think
I know
exactly
what you're talking about.
like there's theory's great, but just knowing theory does not make you a good
You gotta
musician.
have heart too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people that don't know any
Gotta have
theory.
some funk. Gotta have a little soul in there.
Yeah, there's almost like a creative, an extra level of creativity to a lot of people that don't know theory. I mean, not saying people that are obsessed with theory don't have creativity, but like if you just stick to your theory, you're going to make something very boring because it is almost like too perfect and too like satisfying.
Right.
There's no like
cut and paste almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I know with this, I'm on the 6th chord, so I'll make sure to play in C Dorian here, and that's what I have to stick to. You mean that kind of shit?
Yeah, it's just
whereas,
sometimes wrong is better in a way.
Yeah, like me and my band, we'll be in a room together, we'll be fucking sweating and headbanging, and we'll be like, dude, fucking play that riff. And it's like, okay, yeah, just fucking dun 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 dun. It's like, yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. Now I'm gonna do this thing here, and you just like, it's like you're putting a puzzle piece together.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Now you do this on the drums, like, and you're just like building this thing.
Yeah, and you're not worried about like, well, actually, this note right here would probably sound a little bit better.
It's like, it's like,
no,
if you're out of time, fuck it. Or if you fuck up a little bit, who gives a shit? Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite. I mean, I was vocalist, so I usually just sat there and watched them do this shit. But like, we would literally just like, depending on the vibes, either like turn all the lights off. And just like somebody would just start playing something, or like we just go fucking ham and just start smashing shit and see what happens. And it was so entertaining. It was such a fun process, and like nobody knew what was going on. Like it always sounded pretty decent because like they're fucking good musicians. Like one of them is a classically trained musician, but he was into like metal and stuff like that. And the other one, he could play like every fucking instrument, so they knew what they were doing. But it's just like nobody was worried about like one note or anything. It was just like full creativity and feel, which is cool.
Yeah, I wrote a guitar solo on this album that I have coming out, and the solo is literally just like a Digitech whammy pedal, just like back and forth, and me like scraping the neck of the guitar, and our like audio engineer rubbing his ass on the neck of the guitar.
What?
So it's just like wow, wow, wow. It just sounds like some dissonant like bullshit.
He's actually rubbing his ass on the neck.
Yeah, like I'm just like rubbing the fucking guitar on his ass.
I can't wait to hear what that came out like.
It actually sounds pretty cool in context.
Soup, I bet it sounds like ass.
It definitely sounds like ass. It's very like dissonant, like Slayer sounding almost. It's like if it's almost because I'm using the Digitech whammy pedal. It sounds like if Tom Morello got like hit by a bus while he was playing. It's like
I'm really having trouble imagining him being hit by a bus while playing guitar. I cannot connect those dots.